what happened to painting when the camera was invented. Painters got a little worried that maybe painting wouldn't be relevant anymore. And I brace myself for these conversations to be happening in art. When AI can produce images, what does that make of the artist? I work with a lot of materials and different media. I primarily work in video these days, but I also make paintings and sculptures, and I'm on really big, ambitious projects that are installation-based and community-driven. Yeah, I've used some AI engines. I've been playing with them. I found them interesting as a technology and as an expression of an invisible network. It's an opportunity to understand more about ourselves and to create new knowledge. One of the things I did for this recent project, influenced by alien UFO sightings and the X-Files and all that, was I actually did see something strange out in the desert, and I asked this AI generator to replicate it for me, and I got lots of really interesting images. These are all from prompts. I've got a list of these prompts here on the right. None of them recreated what I saw, and that gave me some hope about why artists might exist still, despite AI.
I like being able to create something out of nothing, and computer science gives me that. If you blend kind of my love for hardware and my love for solving complex problems, you kind of come up with artificial intelligence and robotics. We try to give the computer programs experience by giving them examples of things that already exist. So if they have a large enough body of things that already exist, they can combine it in new and novel ways to create things that didn't exist before.
The AI generator is really good at knowing what visuals are out there and mashing them together. But a human being is the one who's generating a new thought or idea or concept or prompt. We should invite ourselves to embrace this new technology, but it does present some pretty serious challenges. We're already in a circumstance in our culture where people don't like to pay artists for their labor. And so all of a sudden, when you can type in a prompt into an AI generator and get an image, that has the potential to continue to devalue an artist's labor. And that is a very serious problem. But there's also a lot of opportunities to advocate for the value of a human intelligence as opposed to an artificial one, and the creative possibilities of AI as a tool for artists. So I think the context that you see art in really matters. Being purely digital and ready for screen is not necessarily the best kind of experience you can give a viewer. Sometimes we need to step out of this world and into our bodies and into physical space, and anyone who's stood in front of an ocean knows that the picture you took of the ocean is not the same. This sculpture is a piece by Craig Weatherspoon, who's a professor of sculpture here at the University of Alabama. The only way to really see this is to see it in person. A picture of this is only going to show you a little bit. If I were to take this picture, I would just see sort of a few layers of this patterned motif of aluminum. But I actually have to walk around the thing to experience the whole sculpture. So it exists in space and time in the way that our experience of reality also exists. It's not a flattened snapshot. It actually is dynamic, and you have to spend time with it to understand it.
I have a couple AI images that I generated, and I based them off of general themes and quotes from your website.
That is, okay, this is great. I'm super stoked about this.
This first one is based off wonderment and curiosity about the world and nature of reality.
Yeah, this is way more chaotic than I think my work looks like, but it's definitely as chaotic as my mind is when I'm making it, so yeah.
The next one I got from Glitch and Destruction.
I mean, honestly, this looks like it could be a still from one of my videos. Yeah, video looks realistic. It gives an impression of reality, but zoom in close enough, it's just a grid of pixels. And bringing awareness to the form itself, what it's actually made of, I think is a way to make a reminder to the viewer that you're looking at something that's really constructed.
The things that don't require creativity, don't require a lot of our skills, but are just kind of detail work, AI is going to really be able to help us with that.
Our culture, if I can speak in generalities, is one that's becoming increasingly isolated and increasingly hunched over little devices. And a return to our bodies, I think, is really important.
We have to get better at using it appropriately. So in that case, the AI is fine. Maybe it's us that might need to change a little bit.
So if we create in-person experiences with art that don't have this separation via the digital interface, like maybe we can reinforce why it's so good to be in person and to be in community with each other. Also, it just art can look really good in person, you know, like sometimes the picture just doesn't do it justice. So there's something to be said for beauty too.